Attention passionate Dallas, COWBOYSFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Dallas Cowboys' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Dallas Cowboys fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Dallas, COWBOYSFANS. Let's get to the news, all right, guys. Let's talk about a rumor that's catching fire in Cowboys Nation right now. Word on the street is that Dallas might be eyeing a big move to bolster the secondary, and it involves none other than Jessie Bates III from the Atlanta Falcons. Yes, you heard that right. The same Jessie Bates who's been making waves with his elite playmaking skills in Atlanta could soon be donning a star on his helmet. The buzz comes from insider Diana Rossini, and if this happens, it could be one of the most impactful moves of the season for Dallas. And trust me, this isn't just some throwaway rumor. It's a calculated play that could reshape the Cowboys' chances in the playoffs and beyond. Now, why would Dallas be so interested? Well, let's start with the current state of their secondary. Having Diggs back from IR is a huge boost, no doubt, but the depth behind him has raised some eyebrows. The Cowboys have been leaning on some younger players and rotational pieces, but bringing in a proven superstar like Bates would give their pass defense an instant upgrade. And make no mistake, the Cowboys are in the thick of a competitive NFC East push, sitting at 6-6-1, and every game counts. Adding Bates could be the difference between an early playoff exit and a deep postseason run. Think back to last year's impact when the Cowboys traded for Deron Bland. It was a game-changer, boosting their turnover margin significantly. This move could be just as transformative. Let's talk about Jessie Bates's credentials because, folks, this guy is the real deal. At just 28 years old, Bates has been a shutdown safety when healthy, and his stats speak volumes. This season alone, he's snagged 8 interceptions, including a pick-6 in Week 10, a play that was a real game-changer. He's also broken up 18 passes, and his PFF coverage grade is a staggering 93. Placing him among the top safeties in the league. What makes Bates so special is his ability to allow just 0.6 yards of separation per target. That's elite, folks. When you're talking about a safety who's so tight in coverage, it's no wonder quarterbacks hesitate throwing his way. His tackling numbers are solid, with 92 tackles and 8 for loss, and he's forced 6 fumbles this season. He had a little setback with a rib injury in Week 12, which caused him to miss a game, but overall, he's shown remarkable durability and consistency. His career numbers are just as impressive. Over 115 games, Bates has accumulated 29 interceptions, 530 tackles, and an EPA per target of -0.28, which is considered elite. That's the kind of impact player who can completely change the complexion of a defense. He also allows just 3.2 yards after the catch on average, making him a nightmare for receivers after the catch. And he's allowed just 48% of deep passes to be completed against him. That's lockdown coverage. And let's not forget, he's a player who's excelled in high-pressure situations, with a knack for making those clutch plays. Now, looking at the Falcons, they're currently in a bit of a rebuild at 5'8", with quarterback Penix leading the charge and sporting a solid 84. 1 QBR. But with a cap hit of around $19 million for Bates, Atlanta's management has to make some tough decisions. They're prioritizing freeing up cap space, aiming for roughly $18 million to allocate more to their defensive line and wide receivers, areas they believe will help them turn things around next season. Their defense, however, has been allowing around 29 points per game, which is a clear sign they need reinforcement, especially in the secondary. For Dallas, this potential trade is like a perfect puzzle piece fitting into their championship puzzle. With a cap space of about $25 million, the Cowboys can make this move without too much trouble and keep their roster flexibility intact. Bringing Bates into the fold would seamlessly complement their current safeties, especially Donovan Wilson, who's been a force with 5 interceptions and a PFF grade of 88.7 this year. The combination of Bates and Wilson would give Dallas a secondary that's not just solid but borderline elite. Imagine the impact of having Bates lining up deep, disrupting passing lanes, and helping to elevate the entire defense. His presence alone could increase the Cowboys' interception total significantly, potentially up to 24 or even more, considering his previous seasons. His addition would also boost the overall pass defense efficiency, which is already pretty good but could become historically great. We're talking about a unit that could cut deep pass completion rates by nearly 28%, dropping from 9 yards per completion to around 8, 5 yards. That's huge. And when it comes to the playoff picture, the stakes are even higher. The odds for Dallas to make a deep playoff run could skyrocket from plus 1,200 to plus 550 with Bates in the mix. That's a huge shift, reflecting the confidence that this move would bring. The data-driven models also suggest a 13% increase in playoff win probability, which is no small feat. Plus, having Bates in the secondary gives the Cowboys a distinct advantage against top-tier receivers like A.J. Brown or even Lamb himself, especially in critical matchups. His ability to lock down deep threats and force turnovers in clutch moments could be the X factor that finally pushes Dallas over the top. This move isn't just about improving the roster, it's about cementing a legacy. If it happens, it would be seen as a bold statement from Mike McCarthy and his staff, signaling a clear intent to contend now and for years to come. It would transform the Cowboys' defense into a fortress, turning the MetLife or AT&T Stadium into a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. The playmaking potential with Bates would make Dallas's defense not just good, but legendary, reminiscent of the top defenses of the 2010s Seahawks, who made a name for themselves with their suffocating coverage and game-changing plays. Let's also consider the long-term implications. A move like this could set a tone for the franchise, showing that Dallas is serious about winning now and willing to make bold moves to do so. It's about building a team that can sustain success, not just for this season, but for future Super Bowl pushes. Bates, with his experience, high-level coverage skills, and playmaking ability, fits perfectly into that vision. He's a guy who can thrive in Dallas's system and elevate everyone around him. In the end, this potential trade could be a defining moment of the season, a move that propels the Cowboys into a new stratosphere of competitiveness. It's about adding a piece that can make a real difference in tight games, in playoff battles, and in the quest for that elusive sixth Lombardi trophy. As fans, we all dream of that greatness, and right now, the possibility of Bates coming to Dallas is fueling that excitement. It's a move that could mark a turning point, a new chapter in Cowboys history, and frankly, a move that could help secure that Super Bowl that we've all been waiting for. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Dallas Cowboys news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So Dallas fans, what do you think? Is this the move that takes us back to the promised land? Do you believe Bates can be the difference maker? I want to hear your thoughts, your predictions, and your passion in the comments below. This is what makes Cowboys Nation so special, our love for the team, our hope for greatness, and our belief that the best is yet to come. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, rumors, and analysis, so stay tuned for everything Dallas Cowboys. This is your source for all things Big D, and together, we're building a future full of hope, pride, and glory. Let's go Cowboys!